Welcome to the Kingsley Napley Court of Protection Team's podcast, CoP Talks, Empowering Minds and Protecting Lives. I'm Gemma Garside and I'm here with my colleague Samina Munir. We're going to talk about some of the basics of the Mental Capacity Act. Hi Samina.
Hi Gemma, thank you. One of the first questions our clients ask is, what is the Mental Capacity Act?
That's a good question. The Mental Capacity Act is an important piece of legislation designed to protect those who lack mental capacity to make decisions for themselves and to empower them to make their own decisions wherever possible. There are a number of principles that must be applied, including that a person is presumed to have capacity unless proven otherwise, and that an unwise decision is not necessarily an incapacitated one. The Act deals with the Court of Protection, Deputies, and lasting powers of attorney. There is also a Code of Practice, which provides guidance in applying the Act in practical situations.
Gemma, what is the Court of Protection?
It's a specialist court that's been set up to make decisions for those who lack mental capacity. The court can appoint a deputy, and sometimes it can make a one-off order. The court can make decisions about both property and finances and health and welfare. However, the court cannot make decisions on a person's behalf merely because they are ill or vulnerable. It can only make decisions for those who lack capacity. The test for capacity is decision specific, so a person may have capacity to make some decisions but not others, depending on how complicated the decision in question is and their condition. The legal test for capacity is that by virtue of an illness or injury affecting the brain or mind, a person is unable to understand information relevant to the decision, weigh up the pros and cons of the decision in question, retain information relevant to the decision, and communicate their decision.
What is a deputy?
Well, a deputy is a person appointed by the Court of Protection to make those decisions which a person can't make for themselves. The court will usually appoint a family member, but will sometimes appoint a solicitor or other professional. The deputy must always act in your best interests, which includes a requirement to consult with the person concerned to establish their wishes and feelings, obtain the views of family members, friends and carers, and also consider any previously expressed views. Most deputies are property and affairs deputies. Very rarely, the court will appoint a health and welfare deputy.
How can a professional deputy help?
A professional deputy will be responsible for the management of a person's financial affairs, and the range of decisions they may have to make is very broad. They will have specialist knowledge of the Court of Protection and the Mental Capacity Act. A professional deputy must have regard to the Office of the Public Guardian's deputy standards, and indeed they're supervised by them and have to submit an annual report. A professional deputy is paid for the work they carry out in their role. They are either able to claim fixed costs, or they will have to apply to have their fees assessed by the Senior Court's Cost Office to ensure that the fees they've incurred are reasonable and that all of the work they've carried out was necessary. The decisions we become involved in here at KN include routine spending decisions, such as mundane but extremely important matters like paying your bills, ensuring you access all the state benefits you're entitled to, insuring your property, taxing your vehicle, and making sure that you have access to sufficient money to meet your day-to-day needs. In more complex cases, we may be responsible for employing a care team, working with care experts and specialist therapists, or dealing with employer pension issues. Beyond that, we may also become involved in buying or selling property and working with experts to design and adapt that property to meet your needs. If you have substantial assets, we may need to appoint an investment manager or work with your existing advisor to ensure your financial future is secure.
Thank you, Gemma. And what other decisions can the Court of Protection make?
The court can make a variety of decisions. In terms of a professional deputy, the court will need to approve more complex matters such as the sale, purchase or adaptation of a property, applying for authority to make a gift of money, or engaging in tax planning. You may also wish to change a person's will, and in doing so you might need to apply to the Court of Protection for authority to execute a statutory will. Thank you for listening to our brief introduction to the Court of Protection. We hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to get in contact with us if you have any questions or any other topics you'd like us to talk about. See you next time.